Everyone, welcome back to a new post today. Today, let's look at the most important topics that you need to remember with regard to April 8th, 9th and 10th for the upcoming UPSC Civil Services Examination of 2025 Prelims. So the very first is about the stock indices now nosediving after the tariff war started by China and USA. So we had the indices of many countries being in news. Hang Seng Index belongs to Hong Kong, Nikkei belongs to Japan, the Kospi belongs to South Korea, the FTSE 100 Index belongs to United Kingdom, and we know that Nifty and BSE belong to India. Recently, Zabarwan Hills was in news. It is very famous as the Indira Gandhi Tulip Garden, which is Asia's largest tulip garden in Srinagar, is located at the backdrop of this Zabarwan Hills in Srinagar, that's in Jammu and Kashmir. And recently, a judicial agreement between Supreme Court and another country was in news, that was Nepal. So these two, Supreme Court of India and Nepal judiciary, have signed an MOU for partnership in judicial matters itself. And the next issue is about the Registrar General of India. This body comes under the Ministry of Home Affairs, and it is a it flagged the delay by hospitals in registering births and deaths. There is a statutory backing for registration of births and deaths in India, which is called as the Registration of Birth and Deaths Act 1969. This act was recently amended in 2023 to mandate registration of birth and death on the central portal as compulsory by the government hospitals. Under the civil registration system, centre's online portal, the government hospitals have to take the responsibility of functioning as registrars, and the centralized data will be used to update the National Population Register, ration card, property registration and electoral rolls as well. Supreme Court has fixed the guideline for the governor to give assent to the bills. Governor gives assent to the bill under Article 200, and he or she reserves the bill for the president for consideration under Article 201, while the President of India has the same powers under Article 111 of the Constitution. It has set a timeline of 1 month for giving assent, to withhold assent, or to send back the bill for reconsideration. And after the bill is sent back after reconsideration, the governor has to give assent within 1 month. 3 months time has been given for reserving the bill for consideration of the president, and the president also has to, as a 3-month timeline to return back the bill. It also said that the president needs to take a judicial opinion under Article 143 if there is anything unconstitutional of the bill, and then revert back the same and report back the same, which is in recording to the state legislature as well. India and UAE are now deepening defense cooperation. Let me tell you that Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed Al Maktoum, who is the Deputy Prime Minister and the Defense Minister of UAE, is on his first official visit to India as a Crown Prince. India and UAE recently signed a free trade agreement, and that has boosted the trade between the two countries, and we have a comprehensive strategic partnership. The 7 Emirates of UAE are Abu Dhabi, Fujairah, Dubai, Ajman, Ras Al Khaimah, Sharjah and Al Quwain. And the Indian Biological Data Center, housed at the Regional Center of Biotechnology, Faridabad, was in Haryana. Now this center is housing the genome sequences of 10,000 people in India, which is being done by the Department of Biotechnology for studying the various diseases. SkyMet is a private weather agency. It was a news. It forecasted a normal monsoon this time in India, and also said that La Nina was weak. This is the very first time in 12 years that the monsoon period will not have a La Nina or an El Nino. And these are the conditions in Pacific Ocean that will, the conditions in the Pacific Ocean this time will be normal, said the forecast. Very little chances of La Nina, which gives very good rains during the monsoons. Indian Ocean conditions expect to be normal till August, said the SkyMet agency. A positive temperature dipole monsoon, let me tell you, this boasts the probability of less or excess monsoon in the summer. It also makes monsoon forecast very tricky. During the neutral conditions, the Pacific Ocean conditions called as El Nino Southern Oscillation neutral phase, the surface temperature in the Pacific equatorial are not abnormally warm like we see in El Nino, and they are not abnormally cool like we see in La Nina, and therefore monsoon is more difficult to predict in such conditions. IOC, now the India's largest oil firm, is to invest 61,000 crore in setting up a mega petrochemical complex at Paradip in Odisha. This is going to be the for petrochemicals. US and Iran are set for direct talks and recently Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action JCPOA has been in news. It is nothing but an agreement between Iran and the six world powers, that is US, China, France, Russia, Germany and UK, that have agreed for as part of the nuclear program of Iran. Under this, Iran is permitted to do with the nuclear program only for civilian uses, and also the IAEA is going to access all of Iran's nuclear facilities and carry out inspection of the suspected sites as well. In return, in return of the agreement that was signed in 2015, US and other countries have agreed to lift sanctions. However, in 2018, when Trump came in, he pulled out of the agreement with regard to Iran. The Mika circuit is India's first karting circuit in Sri Perumbudur. It is called as a Madras International Karting Circuit, and it is a professional karting track located at Madras International Circuit in Sri Perumbudur, Chennai. It is first karting track that has received a Grade 1 certification as well, making it a global standard facility. And the Pamban Railway Bridge was inaugurated. It is India's first vertical bridge with a height of 17 meters. It connects the Pamban Island with Rameshwaram, with the mainland. Connects Rameshwaram Island with Ramantapuram of the mainland, and it is built across the Prague Strait. Apart from that, we have the 150th anniversary of the Inter-Parliamentary Union. Inter-Parliamentary Union was the 150th anniversary took place in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, for which Om Birla was participating. The Inter-Parliamentary Union is an international organization of national parliaments. Its primary purpose is to promote democratic governance, accountability, cooperation among its members, and other initiatives include advancing gender parity among the legislatures, empowering the participation of youth in politics and sustainable development. The organization, called as Inter-Parliamentary Union, was established in 1889 as an interparliamentary conference, and it is also an observer for the United Nations as well. World Health Day is celebrated on April 7, which marks the anniversary for founding of WHO in 1948. In 1948, WHO held its first World Health Assembly. The Assembly decided to celebrate 7th April each year from effect with 1950 as World Health Day. World Health Day is to mark WHO's founding and is seen as an opportunity by the organization to draw worldwide attention to the subject of major importance of global health every year. These are the most important issues I thought I should be tracking for 8th, 9th and 10th of April. If you did, please do like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to comment at the end of the video. I shall see you in my new post. Until then, it's very happy learning.